comes Final Jeopardy. 18th century names is what we're dealing with, and we will reveal the clue in a moment or so.
Well, that was a strange ending to the Double Jeopardy round. Welcome to the Final Wager. I'm Keith Williams. Stew has a runaway right now, but I'm wondering if he's going to get called back on that K's response. I think Gary had 4,600, but it doesn't really matter. Because it's K Jewelers, and they're usually pretty strict about that. If he does get that wrong, and I guess I'll do the math, just because he would lose 1,600, so it'd be 12-6. And now you'll see that Kelly is in contention. Stew would have to wager 601. And Kelly would have to wager everything, but at least, what would that be? 5,400? Yeah, everything. But then again, had Kelly, I'll put these scores back up, 14-4. Had Kelly, or 14-2, sorry, had Kelly wagered the full 3,600 that she had there, she'd be in contention. So, a little fault on both sides, but mostly so on Kelly's. Is, if you watch this show for any length, no point leaving any money on the table if you're going to go for broke. Even $1 can cost you, as Christine Kim showed a long time ago in the best daily double wager I've ever seen. But that's another story. One of the clues I wrote in my latest mystery quiz, which went up today, just got spoiled by one of the clues on screen there. I wrote a lot of notes tonight. First of all, we got to hear No Harm, No Foul twice. It's the worst. I learned about the Brooklyn Robins, which is one of my favorites. They were also known as the Super Boss. The Dodgers, obviously, the Groomsmen. They're also known as Ward's Wonders for one of the early managers. Canadian geography I have written down with 3 exclamation marks because that showed up again tonight and nobody knew Newfoundland and Labrador. Come on, guys. And we left a clue on the board. When I started watching the show tonight, I was... it seems like every Monday I just keep forgetting that Johnny doesn't say, now entering the studio are today's contestants. He says here, or whatever he says, it doesn't matter. I just like to imagine that the contestants still walk up to the podium, and that was really fun. And I wish the background of the set would change colors after the first round and after the second round. Giorgio Moroder. Always good to hear him get a shout out. He has an extended presence on Daft Punk's latest album from a couple of years ago, Random Access Memories. And he tells the story of how he got started. He was just a huge pioneer in electric dance music. One of his first songs was actually who I was thinking the answer would be there, Tina Turner. What's the song called? It's from 1978's not We Have Love. Now I'm blanking on it. But it's really muted and really kind of slow for a disco song. I'll remember what it's called later. My mind's a little fritzy right now.
We're going back to 18th century names for the clue. Here it is. From the Latin, it's one of the middle names of an 18th century luminary and means lover of or loved by God. 30 seconds. Good luck.
Theo is Greek. Phil is Greek. Amadeus. Oh, there we go. Amat, Amo, whatever all the conjugations are. I only remember that when I'm doing crossword puzzles and that one blank comes up. It's always Amat. But Deus, this is pretty easy, all things considered.
What is Amadeus? That's it. Yes, indeed. Amo amas. Amat. You double your score to 9,200. Let's come to our champion, Kelly. She had 6,600. Did she come up with Amadeus? She did indeed. And her wager? Enough to move her into second place.
Now, it'll be interesting to see if Stew does anything.
Come to Stew, who could not be caught. He had 14,200 and was unable to come up with Incorrect response, and he didn't lose much, 800, so he is the new champion with 13,400.
So either that's a really, really calculated long game ploy, or he didn't actually know Final Jeopardy. So that changes a lot of things. Because Kelly could have taken the victory. She could have been in contention had she wagered what I would say is properly on a daily double, and had Stew got negged on that $800 clue, he would still be catchable. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see Kelly again. Maybe not. I guess they would have made the decision at that point in time to change Stew's score. They're not going to bring her back. I would put probably about 90% certainty on that, but of course I'm not the producers. One thing I noticed tonight is that whenever we have someone on stage in uniform, Alex never says thank you for your service the way some game show hosts do. And I'm curious what people think of that. I've heard that people in service, a lot of people who are in the services don't like hearing that. So personally, I don't say it that much. Sometimes I say it, but for some reason, I have this feeling that servicemen and servicewomen just don't like hearing it. I don't know why. I don't know if they think it's insincere, just kind of something you say by rote. But I might have to go check that again. And the last thing I want to say, I think Alex had a bet with someone about someone getting the Scoville scale. It just sounded like he was very surprised that anyone got that one right. I know that one because it's in Shots Miscellany. I don't know why it's stuck, but I think the highest one is 2 million Scoville units or something like that, and you have to sign a waiver to even try it wherever they serve it. Not for me. Okay, that's enough for tonight. Say goodbye to Kelly, new champion Stew, and thank you for your service watching this episode of The Final Wager. We'll see you tomorrow.